From our very first breath, life unfolds as a series of beginnings, each one marked by celebration, hope, and the promise of new experiences. We cherish these moments, welcoming each new chapter with open arms and eager anticipation, as if the story will never end. Yet, the final chapter, death, is a certainty we rarely discuss, even though it is as natural as birth itself. It lingers at the edge of our awareness, a quiet presence we often choose to ignore. Why do we avoid it? Because death is the ultimate unknown, a mystery that stirs our deepest survival instincts. It's a place where our imagination runs wild, filling the silence with questions we can't answer. The thought of everything ending feels unnatural, even frightening. It challenges our sense of control and the comfort of routine, making us uneasy in ways we rarely admit. We worry about leaving loved ones behind, about the pain of parting, and the possibility of suffering. The idea of saying goodbye to those we care about most can be overwhelming. Or perhaps we fear simply ceasing to exist, wondering what, if anything, comes after. The silence that follows can feel endless, and the unknown can be more daunting than any pain. This fear is not weakness, it's human nature. It's a reflection of our desire to hold on to life, to love, and to meaning. But just as we learn to navigate life's challenges, we can also learn to face death with curiosity, instead of dread. By exploring our fears, we can transform them into understanding and even acceptance. Silence around death can create loneliness, isolating us in our fears and grief. When we don't talk about it, we may feel as if we're the only ones struggling with these thoughts. Opening up the conversation can connect us, offering comfort, understanding, and a sense of shared humanity. When we share our stories and listen to others, we realize we're not alone. By acknowledging death, we gain a new perspective on life, cherishing relationships, living with purpose, and valuing every moment. The awareness of our mortality can inspire us to be more present and grateful. Thinking about the end can inspire us to make the most of our time, to pursue our dreams, and to create memories that last beyond us. Death is not just an ending, but a fundamental part of life's story. It gives meaning to our journey, shaping the way we live and love. Facing it openly can deepen our appreciation for the present, reminding us to savor the beauty in everyday moments and to hold our loved ones close. The conversation may be hard, but it's a path to living more fully, embracing both the joys and the sorrows, and finding meaning in every chapter, right up to the very last. Death is often imagined as sudden, a sharp line between life and whatever comes next. But for most, it's a gentle, gradual process, one that unfolds quietly, often over hours or even days, rather than in a single instant. Medically, death is defined as the moment when the heart, breath, and brain activity stop for good. A biological event, not unlike birth in its certainty and universality. Understanding these steps can ease our fear, helping us see death not as a frightening mystery, but as a natural transition. As the body prepares, circulation slows. Hands and feet grow cool and pale, sometimes taking on a bluish tint as blood flow retreats to the core. This is the body conserving energy for vital organs. A natural, painless process that often brings a sense of calm and stillness to the person. Breathing changes, becoming erratic. Quick breaths, then long pauses, known as Cheney-Stokes respiration. These patterns can be unsettling to witness, but they are a normal part of the body's final journey. These pauses can be mistaken for the end, but often, another breath follows, sometimes after several seconds of stillness. Eventually, the cycle stops. The final breath is taken, and the body becomes completely still. The heart beats one last time, and brain activity fades, marking the end of physical life. Most are deeply unconscious by this point, unaware of these changes, and often described as being in a state of deep peace or sleep. The body's journey ends quietly, not with struggle, but with release, a gentle letting go, like a sigh at the end of a long day. Death is the peaceful conclusion of a process that began at birth, a closing of the circle that started with our very first breath. Understanding this can help us see death as a natural part of life's cycle, not as an enemy, but as a companion to every living thing. It's not a moment of terror, but a final act of letting go, a return to the peace from which we all came. What does dying feel like? Those who care for the dying often witness a surprising peace. Many approach the end with acceptance, even readiness, a sense of completion after a long journey. Some seem to wait for a loved one or a final goodbye, showing deep awareness and connection. As death nears, consciousness shifts. People may speak to those unseen, or drift in and out of awareness. Most slip into a deep, peaceful unconsciousness before passing, mirroring the tranquility of life's beginning. The final chapter, for many, is not terror, but calm release. Some people reach the very edge of life, teetering between this world and the next, and then return with stories that defy explanation. These are called near-death experiences, or NDEs, and they have fascinated scientists, doctors, and spiritual seekers alike for decades. Many who have had NDEs describe a vivid life review, reliving forgotten moments, both joyful and painful, as if watching a movie of their own existence. This review often suggests that every second, every small act of kindness or regret, truly matters in ways we rarely consider. Out-of-body experiences are also common, with people reporting the sensation of floating above their own bodies, observing doctors and loved ones from a new perspective. Some even recall specific details or conversations that they could not have possibly known, adding to the mystery. Encounters with a loving presence or reunions with deceased relatives are often reported. These meetings are described as deeply comforting, filled with warmth, acceptance, and sometimes guidance or messages that linger long after the experience ends. Whether these experiences are the result of brain chemistry or something beyond our current understanding, they often erase the fear of death. Many people return with a sense of peace, feeling that death is not an end, but perhaps a transition. NDEs remind us that life is built from small, everyday moments, shared laughter, gentle touches, and quiet acts of love, not just the big milestones we chase. Those who return from the brink are often transformed, inspired to live with a renewed sense of purpose, compassion, and gratitude for the simple beauty of being alive. The mystery of what lies beyond remains unsolved, but the message from these stories is clear. Life, and perhaps even death, are far richer and more meaningful than we can ever imagine. How we care for the dead reveals what we value and believe. Ancient burials show that, from the beginning, death was treated as a meaningful event. Cultures worldwide have developed rituals, prayers, cremations, celebrations, reflecting beliefs about the afterlife or the soul's journey. In modern times, funerals are deeply personal, blending tradition and memory. We gather, share stories, and honor the unique impact of each life. Rituals help us grieve, remember, and affirm that every life matters. Whether through faith or personal tribute, honoring the dead connects us to our past and each other. These acts help us find meaning in loss and keep memories alive. Losing someone you love is among life's deepest pains. Grief is not a single feeling, but a wave of emotions: sadness, anger, guilt, and numbness. There's no right way to grieve. It's a personal journey, not a straight path. Over time, pain softens, but the sense of loss remains, a testament to love. Grief can teach us to cherish life, focus on what matters, and build a legacy of kindness. It deepens our empathy, allowing us to comfort others in their sorrow. Sometimes, the best support is simply being present and listening. Through grief, we find connection, strength, and a renewed appreciation for life. For centuries, death was inevitable, but science is now challenging that idea. Researchers are exploring ways to slow or even reverse aging, aiming to extend our healthy years. Life extension could mean living longer, fuller lives, but raises ethical questions about access and society. Another frontier is digital immortality, uploading consciousness to computers, creating a virtual self that could live on. While still science fiction, these ideas show how our relationship with death is evolving. Science now joins religion and philosophy in exploring what comes after life. The final chapter of humanity is still being written. Our quest to understand and shape death is part of what makes us human.